Gigglebox!
This is the story of Three Billy Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were three Billy Goat brothers who lived on a grassy hillside near a river. There was Little Billy Goat Gruff, Middle Billy Goat Gruff, and Great Big Billy Goat Gruff, the largest of all. The Billy Goat brothers lived happily on their hillside, spending their days munching grass and drinking cool water from the river. But then, one terrible day, they looked around to see that they had eaten all the grass on the hillside.
Oh no! What will we eat now?
Cried Little Billy Goat Gruff.
Don't worry, little brother.
Said Middle Billy Goat Gruff.
Look across the river. There's a lush meadow over there, filled with delicious grass.
That's right,
Said Big Billy Goat Gruff.
all we have to do is cross the bridge and we can eat all the grass we want.
But crossing the wooden bridge over the river was dangerous. The Billy Goat brothers knew that an awful, smelly troll lived underneath the bridge, and his favourite thing to eat in the whole wide world was Billy Goat.
Who will cross the bridge first?
Asked Great Big Billy Goat. Finally, Little Billy Goat Gruff spoke up.
I will trust the bridge first.
He took a deep breath and trotted down the hillside. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clop went his hooves on the wooden bridge.
Who's that clip-clopping on my bridge?
Shouted the troll.
It's I, Little Billy Goat Gruff.
Said the youngest Billy Goat, trying to sound brave.
I'm going over the river to eat the grass on the other side.
Oh no, you're not.
Said the horrible troll, and he climbed up onto the bridge. His skin was green, and his nose was long and crooked. He had warts on his skin and sharp yellow teeth in his mouth.
I'm gonna eat you instead.
Little Billy Goat Gruff was very scared of the smelly old troll, but he was also a very smart Billy Goat.
I don't think you want to eat me. You see, I'm the smallest Billy Goat. I won't make a very good meal, but if you wait, my older brother, Middle Billy Goat Gruff, will come along. He's much bigger than me.
All right, you may cross the bridge.
And so, Little Billy Goat Gruff clippity-clopped the rest of the way over the bridge and was soon in the lush meadow. On the other side of the river, the two other Billy Goat brothers saw that their youngest brother was safe.
I'll go next.
Said Middle Billy Goat Gruff, and off he went across the wooden bridge. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clop,
Who's that clip-clopping on my bridge?
shouted the troll.
It is I, Middle Billy Goat Gruff. I'm going over the river to join my brother in the meadow.
The smelly troll climbed up onto the wooden bridge a second time.
Oh no, you're not.
He hissed.
Because I'm gonna eat you instead.
Middle Billy Goat Gruff was scared of the troll, but like his younger brother, he was also a smart goat.
You could eat me, but you would be making a mistake. If you just wait a short while, my older brother, Great Big Billy Goat Gruff, he's the biggest of all of us and would certainly make the best meal.
All right, you may cross the bridge.
And so, Middle Billy Goat Gruff clip-clopped the rest of the way over the bridge and was soon in the lush meadow with his younger brother. On the hillside, Great Big Billy Goat Gruff could see that both his brothers had made it safely across the river, and so off he went, down the hill and onto the wooden bridge. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clop,
Who's that clip-clopping on my bridge?
said the troll.
It is I, Great Big Billy Goat Gruff. I'm going over the river to join my brothers in the meadow.
The vile troll climbed up onto the wooden bridge a third time.
Oh no, you're not. Because I'm gonna eat you instead.
But unlike his younger brothers, Great Big Billy Goat Gruff was not afraid of the terrible troll. The large goat stamped his hooves, lowered his great big horns, and charged at the troll. Crash! He rammed the troll right off the bridge, the horrible, ugly, smelly troll fell into the river with a great big splash. And so, great big Billy Goat Gruff clip-clopped the rest of the way over the bridge and was soon in the lush meadow with little Billy Goat Gruff and middle Billy Goat Gruff. The three Billy Goat brothers spent the rest of their days happily munching green grass and drinking cool water from the river, and the ugly troll was never, ever seen again. The end.
Remember to please like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated on all our new videos. Bye! Gigabox!
This is the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there was a little girl with golden curly hair whose name was Goldilocks. One day, Goldilocks was playing near her home when she saw a butterfly. She tried to catch it, but the butterfly flew away. So Goldilocks chased it right down the path and into the forest. Soon Goldilocks was lost, but then she saw a small house in the middle of the woods. Said Goldilocks.
I'm sure whoever lives here will help me find my way back.
Goldilocks knocked on the door 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. And on the third knock, the door swung open.
I don't think anyone is home.
Then she smelled a delicious smell, and her tummy rumbled loudly. So she decided to go inside. On the table in the small house were 3 bowls of porridge. 1 large bowl, 1 medium bowl, and 1 small bowl. Goldilocks was very hungry.
I'm sure whoever lives here won't notice if I have a little bit of this porridge.
First, Goldilocks tried a spoonful from the large bowl.
Oh my! This porridge is too hot!
Next, Goldilocks tried a spoonful from the medium bowl.
Ew! This porridge is too cold.
Finally, Goldilocks tried a spoonful from the small bowl.
This porridge is just right.
The porridge in the small bowl was so delicious that she ate it all up. Goldilocks was very tired, so she went into the living room and found 3 chairs. There was a great big wooden chair, a medium pink chair, and a small blue chair.
I'm sure whoever lives here won't mind if I rest for a little while.
First, Goldilocks sat in the great big wooden chair.
Oh my! This chair is not comfortable at all.
Next, Goldilocks sat in the medium pink chair. She sank deep into the cushions.
Ugh! This chair is too squishy.
Finally, Goldilocks sat in the small blue chair.
This chair is just right.
Just as she settled into the small chair, crack! It broke into pieces right under her.
Uh-oh. Maybe I should just lie down instead.
So Goldilocks went upstairs to a bedroom, where she found a great big bed, a medium bed, and a tiny little bed.
I'm sure whoever lives here won't mind if I take a short nap.
First, she lay in the great big bed.
Oh my! This bed is too hard.
Next, she lay in the medium bed.
This won't do. This bed is too soft.
Finally, Goldilocks lay in the smallest bed. It was the perfect size for a young girl.
This bed is just right.
Goldilocks pulled the blanket over her and soon fell asleep. At the same time, a family of 3 bears came home to their little house in the woods. They were very surprised to see that the front door was already open.
It looks like someone has been eating my porridge,
said Papa Bear as he looked into his large bowl.
It looks like someone has been eating my porridge too,
said Mama Bear as she looked into her medium bowl.
Someone has definitely been eating my porridge. It's all gone,
cried Baby Bear as he looked into his empty small bowl. The 3 bears went into the living room to find out who ate their porridge.
I think someone has been sitting in my chair,
said Papa Bear.
I think someone has been sitting in my chair too,
said Mama Bear.
Someone has definitely been sitting in my chair.
Cried Baby Bear.
And they broke it to pieces.
And so the three bears went upstairs to find out who had been sitting in their chairs.
I believe someone has been sleeping in my bed,
said Papa Bear.
I believe someone has been sleeping in my bed too,
said Mama Bear.
Someone has definitely been sleeping in my bed.
Cried Baby Bear.
And she's still here.
The three bears roared, and Goldilocks woke up very suddenly at the sight of three angry bears. The little girl jumped up out of her bed and ran down the stairs, through the kitchen, and right out the front door. Goldilocks ran and ran until she was out of the woods and all the way home. From that day on, she never ever went back into the forest, and the three bears never ever saw Goldilocks again. The end.
Remember to please like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated on all our new videos. Bye! Gigabox!
This is the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a happy couple with a daughter that they loved very much. They lived in a beautiful manor with many wonderful things. They were kind people, especially the daughter, who loved to play with the mice and pigeons that lived in the garden. One day, the girl's mother became very sick, and the daughter and husband worried that she would not recover. And unfortunately, not long after, the mother passed away. A few years passed, and the father decided to marry a second time, and his new wife was selfish and cruel. She came to live in the beautiful manor with her two daughters, Anastasia and Drusilla, who were vain, greedy, and secretly picked their noses. Jealous of her husband's kind and gentle daughter, the stepsisters made her wear a simple peasant's dress and had her work night and day to keep the manor in tip-top shape. The stepsisters mocked her.
You always look like you're covered in ash. We'll call you Cinderella.
One morning, an invitation arrived from the palace. The king announced that he would be holding a ball for his son, the prince, to find a wife. The king invited every maiden to attend the grand ball, hoping that his son would find someone to love. The stepsisters were very excited by the possibility of becoming the prince's bride. They ordered Cinderella to make them the most beautiful at the ball. Once the stepsisters were ready for the ball, Cinderella gathered up the courage to ask her stepmother.
Can I go to the ball as well?
The stepmother's eyes sparkled as she looked at her and replied,
Only once you have cleaned the kitchen, swept and mopped the floors, and dusted the bedrooms.
These chores would take one person a week to complete. As she sat in the kitchen, surrounded by dirty pots and pans, Cinderella despaired.
How will I ever clean all this mess? Someone please help me.
The house mice and garden pigeons heard her cry for help and came running to her rescue. They helped Cinderella scrub and dust the manor until it sparkled. Once the manor sparkled like new, Cinderella went back to her stepmother and asked again.
I have done everything you've asked. Can I go to the ball now?
The stepmother looked down at Cinderella and laughed.
Why, you're filthy, Cinderella. You can't go to the ball dressed like that. The prince won't want dirt all over his ballroom.
The evil stepmother left for the ball with the stepsisters. Cinderella was alone in the manor with the mice and pigeons who were her only friends. Cinderella ran to the garden and wept. The pigeons and the mice felt very sorry for her. Then, a rustling sound came from the bushes. A plump old woman emerged and approached Cinderella.
Why so many tears from such a kind girl?
The woman asked.
I just wanted to go to the ball, but I have nothing to wear.
The old woman thought, then said,
As your fairy godmother, I can give you one night where all of your dreams come true.
Cinderella looked up and saw the kind face of her fairy godmother.
You're my fairy godmother?
Yes, dear.
With a wave of her hand, the fairy godmother transformed Cinderella's simple dress into a beautiful gown with glass slippers fit for a queen.
But how do I get to the ball?
Wondered Cinderella. With a quick flick of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed a pumpkin into a golden carriage and the nearby mice into horses and a rat into the coachman.
Thank you so much.
You are now dressed like a queen. And be sure to leave the ball before the final stroke of midnight, for all my spells will disappear.
Warned the fairy godmother. Cinderella promised to come home before midnight and left for the ball. Cinderella arrived at the ball, and all the guests wondered who this beautiful princess was. The prince couldn't take his eyes off her, and they danced all night. She was having such a wonderful time with the prince that she completely forgot that midnight was coming. Suddenly, the palace clock began to strike. Bong! Bong!
Sorry, I have to go.
She cried.
Wait, come back!
Cried the prince, running after her. In her haste, she lost one of her glass slippers. Desperate to find out who the mystery princess was, the prince declared,
Every girl in the land must try on the slipper. Whoever fits this slipper will be my bride.
Girl after girl tried on the slipper, but with no success. Finally, the prince arrived at Cinderella's house. Anastasia and Drusilla rammed their feet into the slipper, but it was clearly the wrong size.
No woman seems to fit the glass slipper.
The prince despaired.
Is there no other girl in your house that has yet to try on the slipper?
He asked the stepsisters. They looked at the stepmother nervously.
We only have a kitchen maid. We call her Cinderella,
said the stepmother.
Take me to her,
ordered the prince. Cinderella was sweeping the kitchen when the prince pulled out the glass slipper and set it in front of Cinderella. Her delicate foot fit perfectly.
This is my princess,
announced the prince, lifting Cinderella into the air. All the mice and birds rejoiced at their love. The next morning, the prince married Cinderella, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
Thanks for watching Cinderella. Remember to please like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated on all our new videos. Bye! Gigabox!
This is the story of Chicken Licken. Once upon a time, there was a small chicken, and his name was Chicken Licken. Chicken Licken was in his garden, minding his own business, when, whack! An acorn fell from a tree branch and hit him right on the head.
My goodness, what was that?
Said Chicken Licken. Instead of looking down, Chicken Licken looked up, and the only thing up was the sky.
Why, I think the sky is falling.
Cried Chicken Licken.
I must run and tell the king.
And so Chicken Licken ran down the road to tell the others. Soon he came to Henny Penny's house near the meadow.
Where are you hurrying off to?
Asked Henny Penny.
The sky is falling.
Shouted Chicken Licken.
And I must tell the king.
Well, I'll come too,
said Henny Penny. So Chicken Licken and Henny Penny ran down the road to tell the king. Soon they came to Ducky Lucky's home near the river.
Where were you two going?
Asked Ducky Lucky.
The sky is falling,
said Chicken Licken.
And I must tell the king.
Well, I'll come too,
said Ducky Lucky. And so Chicken Licken, Henny Penny and Ducky Lucky ran down the road to tell the king. Soon they came to Goosey Lucy's home near the lake.
Where are you three scampering off to?
Said Goosey Lucy.
The sky is falling,
replied Chicken Licken.
And I must tell the king.
Well, I'll come too,
said Goosey Lucy. And so Chicken Licken, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky and Goosey Lucy ran down the road to tell the others. Soon they came to Turkey Lurkey's home near the cornfield.
Where are you four scurrying off to?
Asked Turkey Lurkey.
The sky is falling,
yelled Chicken Licken.
And I must tell the king.
Well, I'll come too,
said Turkey Lurkey. And so Chicken Licken, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy and Turkey Lurkey ran down the road to tell the king. Soon they came to Drakey Lakey's home near the marsh.
Where are you five dashing off to?
Asked Drakey Lakey.
The sky is falling,
Hollered Chicken Licken.
and I must tell the king.
Well, I'll come too.
Said Drakey Lakey. So Chicken Licken, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, Turkey Lurkey and Drakey Lakey ran down the road to tell the king. Soon they came to Cocky Locky's home near the paddock.
Oi, where are you six going in such a hurry?
Said Cocky Locky.
The sky is falling,
Shouted Chicken Licken.
and I must tell the king.
Well, I'll come too.
Said Cocky Locky. And so, Chicken Licken, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, Turkey Lurkey, Drakey Lakey and Cocky Locky ran down the road to tell the others. Soon they came to Foxy Loxy's home near the mountain.
Good afternoon, friends.
Said Foxy Loxy.
Where are you seven racing off to?
The sky is falling,
Bellowed Chicken Licken.
and I must tell the king.
That is quite serious. I know a shortcut right through the mountain to the palace.
Said Foxy Loxy.
Follow me, and we will tell the king that the sky is falling.
And so Chicken Licken, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, Turkey Lurkey, Drakey Lakey and Cocky Locky all followed Foxy Loxy up the mountain path and into a dark cave on the side of the mountain.
Are you sure this is a shortcut?
Asked Chicken Licken.
Of course. Hurry now, I'm so very hungry.
What did you say?
Asked Henny Penny.
Worried. I'm so very worried that the sky is falling. Come along now. We're almost there.
But Chicken Licken had a bad feeling. He looked to his left, and then he looked to his right, and then he gasped.
This is no shortcut. We're in the fox's den. Quick, run!
Just then the fox spun around, and he opened his mouth to gobble them all up. And so Chicken Licken, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, Turkey Lurkey, Drakey Lakey and Cocky Locky all ran as fast as they could, back the way they came, out of the dark cave and down the mountain path. When they finally stopped running, Chicken Licken looked at each of his friends and asked,
Can anyone remember where we were going to?
Not me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nope. Not sure.
Don't ask me.
Well then, let's all go home.
and no one did remember that the sky was falling. The end.
Remember to please like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated on all our new videos. Bye! Gigabox!
This is the story of Rupunzel. A long time ago, in a faraway land, a man and a woman lived happily together, waiting for the birth of their first child. They lived in a small house with a big garden behind it, but they never dared to go inside the garden because they had heard a witch lived inside of it and would curse anyone who entered. One day, the woman sat by the window, looking out at the garden, starving for food, when she saw the delicious vegetables and fruits growing inside. Without any money, they both became desperate for something to eat. The man had no choice but to sneak into the garden and take some food for his wife. So he climbed over the wall and began filling his basket with all the vegetables. As he was placing the last of the tomatoes in his basket, he heard an angry voice call out,
"Who said you could take my vegetables?"
Shocked and scared, he begged the witch.
Please don't hurt me. I'm taking these vegetables for my wife and future child.
The witch rubbed her chin and thought,
Child, eh? I will spare you, and even let you eat all the tasty treats in my garden, but in return, you must give me your child.
The man was so terrified that he quickly agreed and ran back home, relieved to be safe. Not long after, their daughter was born, and the very next day, the witch kept her promise and took the child from them. The witch named the girl Rupunzel. Rupunzel grew into the most beautiful girl, with long golden hair as long as a football field. But at age 13, the witch trapped the princess in a tower deep in the forest with no doors or stairs so that no one could ever take her. Every morning, the witch would visit Rapunzel and say,
Rapunzel! Rapunzel, let down your hair!
Rapunzel would let down her hair and the witch would climb up to visit her. Rapunzel hated the witch's visits as she was so cruel and mean. Every day, when she was alone, Rapunzel would sing out her window, dreaming of a better world. Many years later, a prince was exploring the forest when he heard the most beautiful singing he had ever heard. He followed the singing all the way to the tower and hid behind a bush. And while Rapunzel was singing, he fell instantly in love. He watched as the witch came to call out to Rapunzel and climbed the tower. After the witch left, the prince called out to Rapunzel at the bottom of the tower, just like he'd seen the witch do.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair!
Down tumbled the long golden hair, and up climbed the prince. At first, Rapunzel was frightened of the stranger, as she had never seen a man before, but she was immediately taken back by how kind and loving he was compared to the evil witch. Rapunzel loved hearing the prince's stories of the outside world, how there are vast, deep oceans to swim in, huge town squares with hundreds of happy people, and the prince's castle where she could explore all day. They fell in love immediately, and he promised to rescue her so they could live happily together, but they needed a plan to escape. The next day, and for many days after, when the prince visited Rapunzel, he would bring her silk so that she could knit and weave a rope to climb down. One day, the witch noticed Rapunzel hiding something in the corner and grew suspicious. She discovered the silk rope and became enraged. The witch got so angry that she cut off Rapunzel's beautiful golden hair and cast a spell that sent her deep into the middle of the forest to live. When the prince came later that day, he called out,
Rapunzel! Rapunzel, let down your hair!
Down came tumbling Rapunzel's long golden hair. When the prince reached the top, the witch cried,
Ha! The princess has gone forever, and you will never find her.
Shocked, the prince fell, landing in a bush of thorns that scratched his eyes, making him blind. Heartbroken and blind, the prince wandered around the forest for months, calling out,
Rapunzel! Rapunzel, where are you?
He didn't know where he was, and he felt like giving up, until one day he heard the most beautiful singing he'd ever heard.
Rapunzel, is that you?
He shouted.
Yes! I found you at last!
She cried, running into his arms, and they hugged each other tight, happy to finally be together again. She cried tears of joy that fell into his eyes and cured his blindness. Together, the prince led them back to his castle, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
Two boats lost at sea and always traveling. Every wind would catch our sails of chasing dreams and fairy tales. Time just pushed us on, bright stars and setting suns, and love got in the way. I knew it when I heard you say hello. Hello.
Remember to please like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated on all our new videos. Bye! Gigabox!
This is the story of the Gingerbread Man. Once upon a time, a little old woman and a little old man lived in a cottage near a river. One morning, the little old woman decided to bake a gingerbread man as a little afternoon treat. As she rolled out the dough, she cut it into the shape of a little man. She used icing to give him eyes and a smile, gumdrops for buttons and a cherry for a nose. She then put him in the oven to bake. A few minutes later, the little old woman checked to see if he was cooked. As soon as she opened the door, the gingerbread man jumped out of the oven and ran through the open kitchen door.
"Don't eat me!"
he shouted. The little old woman was very surprised, but she was also very hungry. So she called to her husband, and they both ran out the front door and after the gingerbread man.
"Stop!"
they yelled.
"Please stop!"
But the gingerbread man did not look back. He kept running, down the lane and into the woods as he sang.
"Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man."
As he entered the woods, the gingerbread man came across a pig.
Stop! I would very much like to eat you.
The gingerbread man did not stop. Instead, he ran right past the pig.
"I've outrun a little old woman and a little old man, and I can outrun you too. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man."
It was not long before the gingerbread man saw a cow grazing at the edge of the woods.
Stop, little man. I'm very hungry.
But the gingerbread man was just too fast for the cow.
"I've outrun a little old woman and a little old man and a big fat pig, and I can outrun you. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man."
The cow decided to chase the gingerbread man too, right behind the pig and the little old man and the little old woman. But the gingerbread man was just too fast. A little further on, the gingerbread man came upon a horse.
Stop running. I want to eat you.
But the gingerbread man did not stop.
"I've outrun a little old woman, a little old man, a big fat pig, and a lazy cow, and I'll outrun you too. Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man."
Of course, the horse did not like being taunted, so he too chased the gingerbread man, behind the cow, the pig, the little old man and the little old woman. But still, the gingerbread man ran even faster. Soon he came to a rushing river.
"Oh no! If I get wet, I'll melt. But if I don't, they'll catch me. What do I do?"
Just then, a sneaky fox appeared and said,
"I can help you across the river. Climb onto my back and I'll swim across."
The gingerbread man did not trust the fox.
"Do you promise you won't eat me?"
"Of course I won't eat you. I just want to help you."
The gingerbread man decided that trusting the fox was better than being caught by the horse, the cow, the pig, and the little old man and the little old woman. So he climbed up onto the fox's back, and together they swam across the river. They were about halfway there when the fox said,
"I'm getting tired. You should climb up onto my head."
So the gingerbread man did. They were about 3/4 of the way there when the fox said,
"I'm getting tired again. You should climb onto my nose."
So the gingerbread man did. They reached the other side of the river, and before the gingerbread man could climb down, the fox flicked his nose and tossed the gingerbread man high into the air. He opened his mouth as wide as he could and... chomp! Chomp! And that was the end of the gingerbread man. The end.